Hi, and welcome to European Utility Week. I'm here with Don Cameron at Staysafe app. Don, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Hi.
Great. There's a lot of activity here at the Initiate stand booth area. Tell us about your involvement at the event.
Okay, so we're here as representing Staysafe. We're helping employers to protect their lone workers. So across Europe as a whole, there's about 60 million lone workers. The employers have a duty of care to look after those lone workers, and we provide those employers with an easy-to-use, very quick-to-roll-out solution to protecting them.
Okay, there's a lot of talk about digitization, and this is one of those really interesting ways where you can see it in motion. We've taken the liberty of applying some of your technology, or how do you say, tagging one of our colleagues with one of your technology. Would you perhaps maybe walk us through how that's panned out and how that translates?
Yes, sure. So the app, if I can just very quickly flash onto that, is what your colleague's been using. And a lone worker, or in this case your colleague, would normally start what we call a working session prior to starting any lone working. And your colleague would have done this prior to walking around the show. It allows the user to select a time that he's going to be working alone. So you select a time and it finds you. You can enter some notes about what you're doing. So this could be I'm working on a roof or working in a basement. You start the session, and from now on your employer knows where you are, so you're being tracked. At any point when you are being tracked, you can select to panic if you need some assistance, and it also asks you to check in regularly. So it might be that your employer is asking you to check in, say, every hour or every half hour, depending on what kind of work you're doing. And if we just flick back temporarily to the screen, you can see that I'm now being tracked when it wakes up. So I started a session a short while back. I'm in Barcelona, and I can actually go in and have a look at me, zoom into where I am. So that's us in the exhibition stand. And that's essentially what the app does. So from an employer's point of view, it enables them to track their employees when they're working alone. And from the employee's point of view, they can get assistance when they need it, either by pressing a panic button, or they can, if they fall down, it'll automatically trigger an alarm, or if they fail to check in. So just showing one of the examples, I'm going to press a panic button, which I've actually depressed just on a Bluetooth wristband. You can see here on the hub, it's triggered the alert.
So this could be for, say, maybe a resources manager or a team member who's at the center watching what's going on.
Typically in the larger organizations, they have a workforce dispatch system, and they've been monitoring that centrally. And this essentially would be managed out of the same place.
Okay.
So if the worker has an incident, they can go and find out exactly where they are and respond accordingly. So normally they'd call the individual up, but ultimately they can end up dispatching one of the colleagues out. So that's what it does.
Okay. And you've also got one of my colleagues actually tracked, Katie. She's on the screen. So can we check and see where she's been today?
Yeah, we can do that.
Not that we snoop on our employees, but
So this actually shows where Katie has been walking around the show. So the green blob is where she is currently. The red blob is where she started. All the intervening ones are just the little pings that it does occasionally as she's moving around. So at any point, if she had difficulty, we could zoom in and have a look and see exactly where she is at the show.
Okay. And in comparison to what's out there on the market, because how does this stand out from the crowd? Is it in the ease of use, the fact that you have complementary technologies like the watch that go with it? What is it that makes this stand out?
The main reasons our customers select us over other things which are out there are ease of use from the user point of view. So in terms of what's in the user's hand, it is very intuitive to use. And if you're going to roll this out to many hundreds of people, that's important. So ease of use is the prime reason. At the back end, in terms of the hub, which you see here, the monitoring hub, that delivers quite a lot of flexibility. And that is the other reason people select us. So you can flex it to work in the way the individual organizations want to work, rather than them having to work around our system. So those would be the two main reasons.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Don.
Okay, thank you. Good to meet you.
Excellent.